And I'm telling you, I was so unbelievably stressed out. I woke up in the morning knowing that I had a full-blown shoot with over about 100 people in the Snapchat group chat going to my photo shoot event that I've been planning all month, and I'm running out of time. I promised them a burning piano on the salt flats, and I didn't have a truck 30 minutes before I was supposed to meet up with everyone so that we could go out to the salt flats, a 4-hour drive. So it's like 2 hours out and 2 hours back so that we can do this photo shoot. I've got a bride, I've got a groom, I got everyone dressed in suits, people are renting out lenses for their cameras for this event. And here I am sitting on the couch with my friend Grant with literally no truck. I don't have gas for the light the piano. I've got some lady in Farmington that's just ready for me to somehow get this piano off of her porch. And I'm talking to my friend Grant. Mind you, when I wake up in the morning trying to call the person that said they were gonna have the truck when they bailed on me, I was like, oh yeah, I read this book, right? It's called Reality Transurfing. And in the book it says, if something wasn't supposed to happen, it wasn't supposed to happen. It's probably better that it didn't happen. And so I kind of just convinced myself that that was what it was. I just decided not to worry. Kind of like Earl Nightingale says in his books, or his The Strangest Secret in the World. I just kind of took that route for it. But I knew that I was screwed. And being at my house when I woke up here, I was like, cool, I'm screwed. But I'm definitely screwed if I don't leave this house right now. So I leave here to go to my friend Grant's house in downtown Salt Lake City about 9:30 in the morning. I go wake him up in his room because we don't answer phone calls around here. And we wake up and we're calling as many people as we possibly can. No one's answering the phone. No one's got a truck. And so Grant decides to text a couple more people. I text a couple more people. No responses. Dead silence. We do not have the truck for this piano. It's just not happening. So we decided to go downstairs. The lobby at Fourth West, which was where we were at, happens to have champagne in the lobby because they're having like some party tonight. It's a Saturday night, right? Saturday morning, but Saturday night they're getting crazy, all right? So got some champagne glasses. So I pour a glass of champagne, some orange juice. I haven't even drank in a little while, but I was like, whatever, cool. Let's take a little drink. And just prior to this, before we went downstairs, Grant looks at me and he says, so what is your plan now? And I look at him and I'll be like, I'm just honest. You know, I'm waiting for that last minute phone call for someone to say like, hey, I got your back. We're going to save the day. You know, that hero text, that Superman text, the Superman call. That's what I'm looking for right now. And he was like, that is a wild thing to bank on. That is a crazy thing to be banking on right now. And so we go downstairs, like I said, we got the champagne, we're walking out the door. And the moment that we were walking out the front door, getting ready to just pull up to the Marriott J Library at the University of Utah, where we're just going to our deathbed, basically. But Grant had a really great energy about it and grabbed a bunch of different props and stuff like that, like gloves and paintings of Marilyn Monroe. As we're walking out this door, he gets a text from his dad's friend from college that says, I can help you with a truck. Right then and there. It's 11:20. We have 20 minutes to go to Mount Olympus and then drive all the way back to the Marriott Library, which we have just perfect amount of time to be there by 12. So we still have to get this piano. And I was absolutely dumbstruck. And as I was driving in the car, I came to a realization, right? I had asked God for a really good turnout for this project, right? And I wrote in my book, right? My notebook that I write in every single day. I had written, right? Plots to my subconscious mind, which I also believe is a piece of creation, but mainly talking to God. Easy execution tomorrow for everything that we need. Thank you, God, for making this go so well. All goes well in the hands of God. Thank you. And there's a lot of examples in the Bible where Jesus already thanks God for the things that are going to happen or have already happened, because he knows in his mind that they've already happened. And that's kind of what I was going for when I wrote this. So the man's name that gave us the truck, I'm only going to use some initials, but his name was Chris T. Chris T. Like Chris and the letter T. What does that spell? What does that spell? It spells Christ. I was asking for God to speak to me again in a cemetery where I went to go film, and I cried, and I asked for God to speak to me again, because when I was younger, I felt like God was always talking to me constantly, then it went silent. And I think this was just a moment for me to realize, like, God's got my back and God's got your back. Even when they're silent on purpose and for a reason. And I got that in a message from the church I go to. His name is Dustin Smith. Super cool dude. He did a phenomenal sermon, and it explains when God's doing nothing, he's doing nothing intentionally, which was such a beautiful thing. And I share this story with you because there are a couple things that happened that morning when I woke up and I knew that I was screwed. I didn't really know that I was screwed. I showed up, right? The first thing was I showed up. I showed up regardless. I did step one. It wasn't, how am I going to get this all solved right now? I did step one, show up to Grant's house. Second thing is I didn't worry myself to death. I wasn't freaking out. I wasn't like, huffing and puffing. I was a little nervous. I won't lie. 11:30 is a close call. But when you're shoots at noon, I didn't freak out. My thoughts were, if it doesn't work out, it was meant for this, and there's something for me to learn here because if it didn't work. And the third thing was, I think I placed a lot of trust in God, even more trust in God than I think I've ever put in my entire life. And I almost always think it's so corny when people talk about, like, oh my God, God did this for me, whatever. And they use those words. And I was been so weird about it. But now, like in this video, like I think, like I was talking, like, this is divine intervention right here. Like for me, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no question about it. I mean, it's like pretty explicit. You know what I mean? The guy's name could have been anything. Could have been Joey, Jilly Bob, Christ. Come on, bro. Come on. I was asking for a message. So I want to encourage you so much that if you're hearing silence, you're hearing silence for a reason. And so Move Church talks about this a lot, which I love Move Church because I just started going there recently. And they say, like, the best is yet to come. And that's so amazing. And so I like to put these two phrases together and think that this too shall pass. So wherever you're feeling happy or feeling sad, right? Then the best is yet to come. This too shall pass, and the best is yet to come. So I just freaked out. I heard a big drop. Anyways, from my heart to yours, I love you. Cheers.